Hey Aries, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. I'm starting with the Oracle decks. I've already drawn these cards, but somehow, I don't know, the beginning of my video didn't go very well. So then after these Oracle decks, we'll move on to the more traditional tarot spread. So we have territory. We may be stepping on somebody else's somebody else's toes. Someone may be stepping on ours. There's a sense of feeling of knowing your space and knowing that it's been violated, or knowing even your psyche space and knowing that that's been violated and having to deal with that. We also have resistance, pretty big headwind. You're not able to make much progress right now. There's just a lot going on that's sort of pushing an equal amount against you. So you might be standing still and you might be doing a lot of work just to stand still here. It might be a lot of effort. At least you're not going backwards, but you do have quite a bit of headwind here. Barriers, obstacles, things to overcome. I see you still working at it. I see you still moving, or not moving, but at least putting the effort in to move, even though nothing seems to be moving. And then we have fear. So what I love about this card is that this crow has actually conquered a fear. This is a scarecrow. Something was intended to scare this. Maybe intimidate you into letting someone cross a boundary, or intimidating you or scaring you when you actually did cross a boundary. But it could also be scaring you enough that you let someone else cross that boundary. But this crow, little by little, all of these other crows are still afraid of this one, but this one was able to conquer the fear, I feel like the yelling and the shouting and whatever went on over here as boundaries were enforced or crossed over, that you've been able to get over that fear and maybe even set some good boundaries and some demark your territory more clearly now. So fear, but this fear is conquerable, and this fear is not necessarily real, right? There are some real things to be afraid of, or not actively afraid of, but there are things that can harm us. But this crow was able to realize that this particular thing did not harm him and was not going to harm him. Then we have a lot of whale spirit, trusts the great mystery. So things moving and shifting below the surface, large movements going on below the surface that you're not aware of, that you can't see. So trusting some sort of mysterious event or mysterious movement through the universe. It's a large movement. It's big changes, big moves. So trusting the great mystery. And then we also have groundhog spirit, time to let go. Clinging, this groundhog is clinging to its heart. This may be part of this fear thing, clinging to this heart, but letting your heart relax into trusting this great mystery. So letting your heart, relaxing your grip on something. This fear can create quite a grip. So relaxing your grip on something and trusting that there's something great moving through your life. There's something great and beautiful moving through your life, some beautiful energy, right? You could be out on this boat and this great whale could be moving, this beautiful, amazing thing moving right underneath you. You can't see it, but it's there and it's with you. And then this time to let go, and then surrender now, moth spirit. So there's 3: time to let go, surrendering, and trusting the great spirit. So, and then we have sandpiper spirit, be playful. Sandpiper at the beach. Be playful. He's got a little hat on. He's got a hat. There's a lot of growth in play. Play to me is open-ended, where it's non-goal oriented. It's just having fun. It's just not necessarily planning things out, and that might be part of the surrender. Not now, time to let go of some sort of bigger plan. Trust that the universe has a plan, even if you have to let go of your plan, something you've been clinging to, some sort of accomplishment or something that you want to make happen. But this is saying be playful. and just enjoy the moment for what it is, and not trying to make something happen, or not needing this to be productive, not needing all of your activities to be productive, but just kind of playing around, and maybe even replacing a productive goal with just, you know, instead of like, I want my career to move like this, I want just, that job sounds fun. Oh my gosh. So just having more of a playful spirit, approaching this with more of a playful spirit and less of a control spirit and less of a planning spirit, and more of an open-ended, I don't know where this is going, but you know, we're trusting the great mystery. So if something fun comes your way, you can trust that it's part of a larger plan, and that if it disrupts your plans or disrupts your ideal schedule of something, it's still going to be, choose the thing that's playful, the thing that brings you alive, the thing that's fun, and let go of preconceived ideas of what you thought you had to do. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. This magician is making some rounds today. Different positions in different ways, but in your recent past, you have 3 of voices. This would be the 3 of swords. Difficult realizations and understandings, heartbreaking situations. This is in your recent past. There's been some heartbreaks. Maybe some words were very painful to receive. This is typically a fast-moving heartbreak, but right, there's tears here. There's a closed door. There's some piercing slivers. This isn't swords necessarily, but these are slivers in your mind and in your heart. And even in I want to say your grounding, like some place where you don't want to be. But there's anymore, right? You wanted something, but the door closed and you don't want to be here. This doesn't look like a great place. So it's a little bit of a dark moment you've been through, some sadness, some tears, some heartbreaking realizations or communication. In your current situation, you are Queen of Materials. So I was getting that from these other ones. Thinking about your next move, dreaming big, right? Here she is. This is her today. This is her dream of what she's going to look like, how she's going to be. This is her like movie poster where she's, you know, put in a bunch of work. This is her goal. This is her goal self. This is where she's at. It often has to do with career moves, where you're going to move next, what your next moves are, and planning that out and figuring that out, right? Queen of Materials, a dream with a plan. But you're figuring it out. Like the Queen of Materials is very internally focused. What does she want her next steps to be? What does she want? What are her goals here? What are her career goals? And this can be male or female. This is, of course, someone just internally looking at where they want to be. What are their goals and how do they achieve them? So figuring that out for yourself and your own personal career. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, 10 of Inspiration. 10 of Inspiration, I was just actually thinking about this card this morning, about the burden of other people's expectations of, right, these cows are carrying water for this desert witch, which I use that term negatively in this situation, apparently. So for this, they're carrying someone else's water. They're doing their duty. They're doing their duty for somebody else. But what they really want is to do their own thing, right? But there's been some sort of, I want to say, suppression of authenticity for the greater good. So this is a worry of yours. Like you're either worried about what is it going to look like when you do not follow expectations. What's it going to look like when you don't do what's expected to you, but you follow, you're doing your own playfulness. You're playing instead of working. There's something here that inspires you, that is exciting to you. But in order to do that, you have to drop other people's labels and expectations. So this is something that's weighing on your mind. You could be both hoping to do something, but also worried about how other people are going to respond, when you say, I'm not going to do what you're telling me to do, right? Territory, boundaries. This is you sort of thinking about how do you set a boundary and say, I want to live my authentic life. I want to be who I am. And I don't want to just do this expected thing. I don't want to cover up who I actually am so that I can be pleasing to other people, so that I can be accepted here, so this is a real boundary issue. This is where, we're setting up, this is my life. I am a unique individual. I'm not going to cover up my uniqueness and bury my uniqueness for all of these other people's expectations, because what are they? They're just people just like you are. Like, they're not actually, we each have to stay on our own side here. So you're welcome to live your life any way you want. And if you think that if this is an authentic path for you, then you take that path. But me, I'm not going to take that path because it's not my authentic path. So this is what you're thinking about, setting up some better boundaries between you. And it can just be culture in general. It could be a specific person, but they could just be a spokesperson for culture in general. Your parents are often this person that's attempting to enculturate you into cultural expectations. So there is a sense of wanting to strike off on your own and being done, feeling like you're done with some sort of journey that turned out to not actually be your journey and your path, feeling like you're done with that. And then we have, so that this could be a little bit of the surrender now, is not surrendering to other people and other people's expectations, but surrendering to your own, what the spirit within you that's trying to well up and to speak and to do its unique path and to travel that path. So what's at issue here is this 9 of inspiration reverse. So this is the wounded, in the upright, it's the wounded warrior. It's the having to keep going. Just been through some real crap here, but you still have to keep going. This desert doesn't end, right? We're trekking through the desert here, and the desert doesn't end. So it's maybe quitting something that you still need to keep working on, that you still need to keep going, but you actually have given up. But the path isn't done yet. You're not finished yet. And it is a surrender now. So that's what I think this is. The surrendering now. Because the wounded warrior keeps fighting even though they're wounded. And this is like, don't keep fighting this. Trust the great mysteries. It's surrendering something, letting go of the battle. Not keeping doing something, even, this path goes on, and this is like this 10 of inspiration here, this let go, this surrender. I mean, I'm glad I got so many to kind of override what I want to say, what my brain wants me to say, but this is a lot of like, the wounded warrior can just go home. Just stop. Go AWOL if you need to. Just stop with this battle. We're not giving up, or we're still like, it's about creating some sort of boundary. So you're not giving up on yourself. You're giving up on some sort of difficult journey that's just not working out for you. Well, we'll see what your to-do list says. And then in your environment, 9 of materials, there is success here. Somebody's successful. Someone's getting what they worked for, what they wanted, what they earned. This might not be you. This might be somebody else having a lot of success in something in their field that they've chosen in some way. There's a lot of success here, a lot of joy. It could be a different part of your life that's experiencing quite a bit of success, a triumph. But they could also be someone around you, and this person or this situation around you, they're really enjoying a success here. They've earned it. They've built something. and they're enjoying the fruits of their labor. Something has come into fruition here. And then we have your to-do list, the energy where your greatest growth may be, is this card number 20, Awakening. So this is a judgment card, but we're using a different term to trigger different ways of thinking about it. This is understanding something, seeing something a lot more clearly from that's already happened to you, revisiting a situation from your past and understanding it in a different way. So there's some sort of insight, some sort of understanding that opens something up for you and unlocks a part of you, releases you from the past, releases you from some sort of situation from the past. This could be a realization, right? Like if there's an apology needed, this would be the, oh man, oh wow, I didn't do that the way I wanted to situation. So this awakening can really be that moment of realizing, that there's something from the past that didn't, or it could be seeing something maybe from your childhood, maybe from your past, and understanding it in a new light, in a way that allows you to move forward with some fresh energy, not the stale Nine of Inspiration energy. Right, this Nine of Inspiration happens right before it's like, forget it, I quit. So you're thinking maybe of quitting something, and this has you like really in the quitting energy. And this is you understanding and seeing something in a different way, in a different light. And then once you understand something, I think this possibly could have to do with your career, how you've managed something, how you've managed conflict, what you've done in the past, past methods and ways of doing things or seeing things. Once you do that, then you have the ability and the power to really manifest something. You're able to bring, which is just make something happen, bring something that you've wanted to bring into fruition. You're able to tap into some powerful energy up here and bring it into these raw materials and then create with that. So an ability to create something in your life, but there's got to be some sort of insight, some sort of realization, going back and looking at some of the decisions you've made, some of the ways you've done things, and understanding what the effect has been, how that's all unfolded. So we don't go back to our past to wallow in it or to blame, but we can go back to seek out root causes of situations, understand patterns, and how we can best move forward. So we go to our past. Our past is a very rich place to learn from and to grow from. It's a very crappy place to live and stay for long periods of time, or to blame situations, because none of that can be changed, right? None of it can be changed. So there's not a lot of point in pointing fingers, unless it is to understand that someone repeatedly does something and you repeatedly respond in the exact same way. Now you're going to do something different. You're going to try a different way because you haven't liked how that's turned out. So to see patterns of behavior, to see the repetitious patterns, to do all of that, it does require going to the past. But the purpose of visiting the past is to be able to move forward with a fresh energy, with newness, with having revisited something, having understood a dynamic where maybe you were fulfilling an obligation, not living your actual life. And then you can actually start creating something. You can bring this thing to fruition. You can make something happen. And if it's quitting something, quitting a process, quitting a job, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to make that happen. You're going to create the space for that. You're going to tap into some sort of universal energy. You've already assembled the raw parts. This is just some sort of realization that helps you create sort of a new life or a new part of your life, or start a new journey here. So, all right, Aries, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I'll see you guys in a bit.